Hey guys, how's it going? In this video we're going to have 5 tips on how you can get that lighting equipment you want to start your next business or to upgrade your gear, but you don't have all the budget. This is 5 tips to help you get that equipment you want. So in a lot of the demonstrations of this video, we're going to talk about my example light is going to be a Claypaky Sharpie. I really like those lights. I think they're cool. So we're going to talk about 5 ways to help you get that lighting equipment that you want. So tip number 1, consider used equipment. Used equipment is a great alternative to buying new equipment, as you can usually get that equipment for well over half off. Typically, really good prices could be had on any lighting fixture. I'm not gonna name more. So if you want 12 Claypakys and you aren't of them being used, why not consider going used? Used can generally save you well over 70% off, 50 to 70% off on each one of these lights. Option 2. Now, a lot of people will get on to me for this one, but consider China copies. So, for instance, there are a lot of people are going to say that, oh my God, he just mentioned something very illegal. Actually, it's only illegal if the light has the Claypaky logo on it, says Claypaky and Sharpie, but it's clearly a knockoff. So a lot of these won't say Claypaky, Sharpie, and the one that we call like a Beam 5R. But it's basically, if you look at the manual and you compare it to a Claypaky manual, the personality for it and the personality for Claypaky is very close or identical. They will respond to a Claypaky personality. And not only that, but you can have great copies for most lights on the market. And again, it's just another quick, great way. Make sure you're getting a good quality, reputable China copy, because a lot of the times there's a lot of these guys selling these things really cheap out there. So usually you can have a good China copy Sharpie for about $600, and that includes a flight case. So if you get 2 pieces, you're looking at about $1,200, and they're in flight cases. You can't buy one Sharpie in a flight case for that. So consider China copies. Tip number 3 is consider alternative lights. For instance, if you really want a beam light, you're not really specific on what you want, consider an American DJ Visi series light. Consider a Visi Beam 5R, consider a Visi Beam RX1, or if you really want to go like the hybrid route, consider a Visi CMY 300. Hybrid lights are really expensive, and one of the great ones out there that's not that expensive is the CMY 300. I see that being a direct competitor to the Elation Artista Da Vinci. Really great light. Haven't seen it personally, but I can see the CMY 300 from American DJ being a direct competitor. So that's another good thing. And plus, it's about half the cost of like an Artista Da Vinci. So consider alternative lights. Option 4, buy fewer. So if you don't have money to buy 12, but you have money to buy 4 and you want Sharpies, buy 4 of them. Sharpies made 2 years from now should still perform exactly as well as a Sharpie you buy today. But you buy fewer of them now, fill out your gigs. You say, oh man, I still need like 8 more. Well, make some money. When you make your money back on the 4 you bought, go buy 4 more. Do it again until you get all the ones you want. And tip number 5, if you really want that stuff now, and you want Sharpies and you want all this, consider financing. So a lot of lighting companies that sell lights, Full Compass, All Pro Sound, they do business-to-business leasing products, including newlighting.com. They do business-to-business leasing for those of you guys that are after a new light, but you don't have the money for buying 12 Sharpies. You can finance that. If you have good personal credit, if you're an established business, and you're like a real small business, these are options. The financing options are for you to help you buy the equipment that you need. I'm going to throw in one bonus tip. Let's say maybe you do 1 or 2 big shows a year. Consider renting. So renting is a great option where you can grab these lights for next to nothing. You can grab these lights for your gig for a little bit of nothing, a lot cheaper than buying these lights for your gig, and you them for the amount of your gig, do your gigs with them, then you take the lights back. The other cool thing behind that is, let's say you're not stuck with Sharpies. Oh, maybe the next gig you want Roby points. Well, if the lighting company you're renting from has Roby points, upgrade to Roby points. for your next gig. Consider renting. Renting is great. I do a lot of renting. We don't have a big arsenal, but I do a lot of renting for our stuff. So the last one, your bonus tip is consider renting. These are 5 +1 tips for you to get that lighting equipment you need to start your gigs.